The Mornington Peninsula's #1 social sports media brekkie show, live and loose with Paddy and the Goose.
When I walk down the streets, see the people who stop and stare and say, haven't I seen that face somewhere a long time ago?
It's an absolute ripper, live and loose with Paddy and the Goose. Take it away, boys.
And welcome to Live and Loose with Paddy and Goose. Going into our third show. It's been a busy morning, third show, and we're brought to you by Mercedes-Benz here at the magnificent Mercedes-Benz facility in Mornington. Neil Insulation, good on you, Stroppy looks after us here. Frankie Media and the Peninsula Cold Press Juice Company. So, and $7.50 for one of those. So, Goose is paying off his new house with these. And then, but we've got a big weekend, a big weekend of Anzac Day footy, so we should commemorate the Anzacs and pay our respects there. I'm noticing you're not wearing a badge.
Where are you?
I'm not wearing a badge either, but I did have a badge. But one of the kids at school yesterday, I bought me a badge, and one of the kids at school was crying yesterday because he bought his $2 and there was no more badges left. So I sold him mine for $3 and little preppy. no, little Theo. I gave Theo the badge and he was quite happy. So
it is a good.
But we've got to go through our guest today. Our guest today, we've got Nick Jewell coming in from the Rosebud Footy Club. They're flying at the moment. Jeremy Burton is going to be our rising star from Divi 1. And we've also got Tyson Horton, here's a who's coming in from semi-pro. There's how many movies is in this bloke's name? He's in semi-pro, which is a new app. And concussion or cushion? Concussion awareness, yeah, okay.
I think you've had a few.
Oh, mate, I've had a few concussions. Paul Williams knocked me out senseless one day. Anyway, let's go through a couple of things that are on your mind.
He was your teammate too.
He was my teammate. He knocked me out. Yes. Fair to say I wasn't getting a kick and he just wanted to get me off. Anyway, the big one this week, where's your black armband?
Yeah, I know.
Your black armband for your dog, Buddy? Minute silence for Buddy, 14-year-old. What sort of dog was he? Bit of a Ridgeback? Collie Ridgeback.
Tuesday night after training, had to take him to the vet and
put him down.
Yep. So sad day.
Sad day.
Sad night.
And the old budget wasn't too good because they
charged double at night.
Did you get him cremated? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm always we got our young.
He goes down the left bridge down near Bannockburn where my dad lives. And
yeah.
Scatter him on a rose garden.
Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, we've still got our Cody. He's still in my wardrobe in the jar. But you're not quite sure whether they put like 40 dogs in the big furnace and then just give you the ashes of all of them. I don't know.
Keep it? What do you do with it?
I don't know what we're doing with him. Little Cody, he's still in the jar. That's about probably 6 or 7 years ago with Cody went. Anyway, you've had a great idea. Goose sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, has great ideas, and the great idea comes from the AFL. You talk us through it.
The AFL, what struck me is obviously we've played 3 games and the balls, you seem to get a lot of turnovers the first 15 minutes and like the AFL, they kick the balls in, they have 6 balls either end and both teams kick them in. And our balls, we got match balls, we haven't even got KB balls. So they are pointy, and I was speaking to most of the coaches, they think the same thing. So it's not my idea. The AFL already has done it. I just suggested we kick the balls in.
So that's going to be start this week?
I think so. I spoke to Neil Craig yesterday. He said, yeah, no worries. So each side will get a ball to warm up with and we can kick them in. And Genty, the umpire, he said they've got no problems with it, Sean
Connell, no problems.
He said
so that's the discretion of the home team to say to the away team, we'll give you one of the match balls. We'll take one of the match balls and we both warm up with them.
The umpires come in, right? The umpires come in straight away. They can give both sides a ball, warm up with it, but it doesn't make no difference. So you can kick it in. And it's sensible because balls, as you know,
takes a while.
As you know, you bring them out at training and it's the same thing. So if we can be a little bit more professional.
I like it.
As a league,
Yep. So you imagine, so all you do is you just say to the opposition, you're going to have this ball to warm up with, and then they take it to the timekeeper's box for if a loser ball comes back in. And if that ball's been kicked in for 10 minutes, you can still use it the next week anyway. 100%. Yeah. Great idea, Simon.
I don't know the rules of why they say you have to supply 2 brand new balls because everyone knows as soon as they're kicked in, they're a lot better.
Lot better. So we're not expecting any turnovers in the first 15 minutes of the game now that the balls are going to be kicked in. So good work.
I lost all my hair anyway. So.
Pulling it out, yeah. What about the been in a situation where we've had to have a couple of committee people and administration people from clubs, either goal umpire, banjo umpire, or even field umpire. I heard they get a field umpire in one of the games on the weekend. So we're still appealing for boys and girls and adults to get involved with the umpires. So we're not in that situation.
You'll like this, mate.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'll be umpiring 10 o'clock the girls' game. They've asked me to because they're short of umpires. So,
Yeah. So you just got to be very careful though that when you go out there, you just don't get naturally drawn to the 50-metre arc and just umpire from the 50-metre arc, even when the ball's down the other end and you're just barking orders and then yelling out to George to go and tell that kid to get on the mark.
No, so the under 16 girls, at least I can help out.
Yeah, good work. What was the other one? Oh, you got a big day today. You're coming up against the Devon Meadows twilighty 3 o'clock game, and Brett Deludio is going to be playing for the Devon Meadows Footy Club. So
Yeah, but Paddy, let's get it right. That's on Anzac Day we're playing.
You're not playing today?
No, tomorrow. Oh,
Really?
I can't wait till we speak to Tyson Horton
Oh,
about
yeah.
concussion. Mate, did they?
I had a massive seizure. What's going on here, Tommy?
Yeah, Tommy,
I had,
what's going on?
I had a massive seizure,
He
and
just muted you.
so my fair to say my brain doesn't work as well as what it used to, and it wasn't working that well before that.
Your ticker, yes, sure the oxygen.
It was starved to the brain.
Yeah, something happened.
I've still got to go. I have to go get a brain scan. So you're playing tomorrow. So he does a luncheon first.
Yeah, a
half
luncheon.
a dozen beers.
I hope so.
Or a couple of ciders, or a little bit of Pinot Noir, and then goes out and plays for the Devon Meadows boys.
Yep.
And then who are you tagging? Just tag him. We don't want him getting the kick.
No.
Just get Bakes to run with him, or Corey Ash. That's a job for Corey Ash, and Corey Ash is a Richmond supporter, so he'll stick to him like poo to a blanket.
Yeah.
Get on him. Get him. We don't want him getting a kick. All right. What would he get for that? You reckon?
What? Well, I think the standard's about.
Does that go into the salary cap?
$5,000.
Does that go into the salary cap?
Well, it should do. I don't know.
It's a match
Well,
payment.
if anyone knows out there.
Yeah. How does that work? Because he's getting paid for the off-field stuff as the speaker, but then
And he's going to play for nothing.
you wouldn't have thought so.
He'll get $10,000 for speaking the luncheon, and he plays for nothing.
Mate, he still looks super fit.
Yeah, I know he does. I heard the interview. He hasn't played since 2019.
2 years. Yeah, okay. So, and you
think the last one he
remember the
did
one
his
doing
calf,
the ropes?
yeah.
The one when doing the ropes, and he was a bit like looking in a mirror for you and I, but he was, mate, unbelievable.
Yeah, he looked good.
I wonder if he's like that. All right. This has been going gangbusters, and all the young fellas are getting tuned in there. And I know
The rising stars.
the rising star, the Frankie Media Rising Star Award. I know that Tommy Hughes is following every week and saying who's the rising star in Divi 2, because I reckon I've got him covered. We had Tommy Hughes, with his 5 goals, and he backed it up with a good performance in round 2. Mitch Harvey from the Seaford Footy Club was the Division 2 Rising Star in round 2. And then last week we had Miles Shepherd from the Crib Point Football Club. He's been nominated as a Rising Star for Division 2. So
and also
they're our
on
three
the
so
Casey
far.
list, so he's going.
He's on the. I think did he do pre-season at Frankston, and then ended up at Casey, and playing some good footy for Crib Point. And while we're on Crib Point's actually going quite well, and starting to get some reward for all their effort. So well done to Miles Shepherd. Have we got his stats up there? How did he go last week, Tommy? What did he get?
Well, it's on our monitor right in front of us, Paddy. Yeah, that does. But he had a good game.
He had a good game. 21 touches. That's good in modern football.
Yeah, and
none of them kick out from fullback, so?
No. Well, Paddy,
you get it.
Do your homework.
You get
son.
a few of them. You
Yeah,
get a few of them
I
kicking
know.
out from fullback. But well done to Miles Shepherd. And pleased to announce that we've got our rising star for Division 1 coming into the studio, or he's in the studio right now. At the moment, we've got Zach Maynard, as we said, from the Rosebud Footy Club, who's been having a great year so far. Joshy Berringer played in the draw last week against this young fella. And it is actually Jeremy Burton from the Mount Eliza Footy Club. We'll get Jeremy to come in now. And he comes. Look at this, how professional is this. We enter stage right, but he can come stage left. And Jeremy, welcome, Jeremy.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming onto the show.
Yeah, well done, Jeremy. Hey, and just by the way, too, especially for those listeners and viewers out there, I think we've had how many rising stars have we had in the studio?
This is the third.
Yeah, I've filmed it on my iPhone. Paddy, he gets them in the corner and he tries to recruit every one of them.
not true.
So, Braddles, mate, I'm with you. You shouldn't have let the young fella come in because Paddy's trying to sign him
Jeremy,
up already.
Be honest.
Mate,
Tell
yeah.
him the truth. Have I tried to recruit you?
Yeah, you did try.
Yes, see, Paddy. There you go.
Jeremy.
I've got it on film. We're going to put it up.
That's not true, Bruce. But I did actually a few years ago.
No, you did, yes.
Yeah,
I
a
know.
few years ago because he was mates of a mate.
He tries to every Mornington kid too. Like he promises them this, promises them that.
What do I-
Gives them a senior contract at 15.
Well, we haven't got those sort of talent pools, so we're doing that. So anyway, we'll talk about your form. So yeah, you've had a good start to the season with the Manly boys.
Yeah, not too bad. Just coming off injuries from previous years, and yeah, just sort of taking it slow. And yeah, no, we've started out well, and yeah, my body's feeling good, so I feel like I'm moving all right.
Good work. And what position are you playing?
Sort of like a mid to wing this year. Depends on who's in for the week, and I'll
Yep.
move out to the wing or go in and rover. Yeah.
How was your pre-season?
It was probably lighter on than usual. Sort of just taking a different approach this year with just coming off injuries. But yeah, no, it's pretty strong and probably not as fit as I want to be, but still moving pretty well.
We call it load now, Goose. Load. How much of the load did you do? Did you do the full load, or did you do your?
He just said he didn't do as much.
Yeah, but we've got to get the key words in.
Christ.
Yeah, so it wasn't. So you started at Frankston, though, didn't you? You started the pre-season at Frankston.
Yeah, I was doing the pre-season at Frankston during the COVID sort of season, and then obviously it was cancelled, so I went up to Darwin just because I hadn't had an injury for a while. So I went up to Darwin and see how my body would go, and lasted probably 2 weeks, and then had
Who'd you
another
play
soft
with up
tissue.
there?
Played with Nightcliff. Yeah.
Nightcliff.
Ah,
Yeah.
What you play in the Premier competition?
I was making my way up to the Premiers just because, like they said, there was injuries and they just wanted to take me slow because I said I'd only play 50% for the first couple of weeks and then.
So that was like yourself, Scaglarini, Mason DeWitt.
Yeah, Luca Goonan
Luca
stayed with
Goonan.
me. We were up in Darwin together.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, it was good. Oh, we're good mates. We've played against each other at juniors for Mount Eliza and I've been close. Went to primary school with him. So
Yeah, so that would have been a good experience, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like when we were all down here wearing masks and stuck indoors, and you guys were up there partying on.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a different feel. Yeah.
Did you have to work up there or?
Yeah, no, I had to work. Luca was working at the car wash, and yeah, I'd sort of do
Car wash. What, topless
He would
car
have had the top off and everything.
What?
Sudded it up.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Jackson Calder, he was up there and he said that, geez, it's hard working up there.
Yeah, I was stinking hot. Like,
Yeah.
you definitely feel it. You're just sweating constantly, and
Take 4 or 5 shirts for the day.
at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's
Lose
just
some weight.
Swelting. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then you've come back and what's internally, we know obviously Man Eliza's been pretty bullish about what they can do, but I
Yeah.
think externally there was this perception that lost a few and not going to go so well, but you've really stuck it up them in the first 2 rounds, haven't
Yeah,
you?
definitely. Oh, it's just a different feel this year. We're a really young team, and all the boys are at the club have been there from juniors, so I don't know, it's just a different feel. Everyone's fighting for a spot, and I don't know, it's just a good energy at the moment.
Yeah,
so,
that's good. That's
and
good.
you've always had a good junior base, so
Yeah.
you should always
Yeah, exactly.
have that
Well, I think
success.
they've won 6 out of 7 reserves flags and probably something similar in the under-19. So,
Yeah.
and you got all these feeder junior clubs coming in, junior sides from the Man Eliza Footy Club coming in. So, you just reel off some of the young fellas that you've got.
Oh, well, we got Bailey Breen, who's just a couple of years older than me, and he's
killing it.
tallying it up at the moment. Lockie Williams is at the Frankston VFL team, and he's been playing with us a couple of weeks, and he's playing well. We got a new boy, Tom Kelly. He's not from the footy club, but he's playing great footy. And
You
stacked with young boys.
McGannon's brother.
Yeah, Chumpy. Yeah, Chumpy's out this week, but he's been playing great footy, and it's just.
And you've still got Mason DeWitt doing great things at Box Hill.
Yeah,
will you get much of him, or?
Well, hopefully not for his sake. He's playing up there, but I'd say it'd be doubtful he plays with us. But if he does, more than welcome.
Yeah,
So.
and obviously, what about the impact of like a Lewis Pearce on the group? How's he going?
Yeah, no, he's just a bit of a general in the midfield. He's sort of taking control and taking call of all the young boys, and he'll tell us he's going to win majority of the taps. So he tells us where he wants.
It'd be good having someone of that experience.
Oh yeah,
where he's
by all
been.
means, yeah.
And have you been getting a goal? You kicked a couple of goals this year, or?
Yeah, kicked 2 last week.
Yeah.
Missed missed the one that I probably shouldn't have. But
And the celebrations, what are you're up and about like a little buzzy when you kick a goal, or you just sort of head down and just bum up and get back to your spot?
I'll chuck up a little bit of a fist, but that's about it.
Mate, we want you.
Hey, see Mount Eliza lead the forward 50 tackles too. You one of those little.
He said he played midfield and wing.
Yeah, but hey, if you press up, Paddy, you get forward tackles. If he kicks goals, he's venturing inside the forward 50.
I'll make my way into the forward 50. Yeah, definitely.
Tackling.
Yeah, definitely.
See.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go,
good.
Paddy. Maybe that's why you blokes have got
We're one of the best.
total tackles, mate. You don't have the ball.
We're ranked number 1, I think, for tackles.
That
You'll
means,
find.
That means you don't have the ball.
Well, can't do everything well.
No.
Hey, we're going good. And then what about have you still got aspirations to go higher or?
Yeah, so next year I'm hoping to have a consistent season this year with no injuries, and then I'll try and make next year back at Frankston and see if I can make the list again. And see
How
where it
old
goes
are
from
you
there.
now?
Just turned 20 last week.
20.
Yeah, so you're in that
You're
rising star.
You know, you look like a late developer too. So
Yeah, no, it took me a while. I was training a lot early, so it probably didn't help with my development. But
You're at Stingrays?
yeah, I was at Stingrays last couple of years, and I was injured pretty much all my top 8 year, which was a bit unfortunate, so I didn't get a real crack at it. But played a bit early games in my bottom 8 year, and then had school footy, which is compulsory.
Yeah, so you went to Peninsula?
Peninsula Grammar, yep.
Yeah, nice. And then what about, we can't not talk about the front bar. The other night you got the number 1 ticket holder in
Mick
Nick Malloy,
yep.
and then you've got your president was on. So it's fair to say, like, your president was the warm-up, going on the front bar, and then you've just come in and there's the main game. On the main show, yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty exciting, though.
Yeah, definitely. No, the club was very excited about it, and it was sort of a bit out of the blue. He told us, I guess, the other night, and we were just all pumped about it. And yeah.
And you reckon Mickey will get down to a game? And
I hope so. I don't know how likely it's going to be, but if he does, it would be awesome.
Mick's favourite, that jokey when Mount Eliza and Pines were.
What was the joke?
Playing, what was it?
There's nothing about that's
put the rent up or
something.
No,
yeah, that's. Well, they had a bit of that with the netball show, so you got to be very careful. They went a bit overboard with that and had to put in an apology to the Pines people. And it's a tired narrative. Yeah. A tired narrative, we call that. But I wonder if Mickey, like, he makes those promises. If Richmond win the flag, he'll get a certain cut. What about if Mount Eliza win the flag? We'll ask him to get the tenant.
Yeah, I could ask him that. Yeah, well,
get the tenant, which is pretty much the goosey. Just get the whole thing shaved right off.
Don't know how likely he's going to do it again, but we never know.
Well, you're a chance this year. You obviously finals is the main aim, and then get from there. And that's one of the things with Mount Eliza is once you do start going well, you know that the crowd come and it's a real exciting place to be around. Yeah. All right. Well, great work so far, and wish you all the best. And so some hot competition. Do you know any of the other boys? Do you know Joshy Beringer?
From previous years, it's been a while, but
Zachy Maynard. Zachy Maynard's on the academy list at the Dolphins. So
okay.
Yeah, so there's some stiff competition there, and it'll just keep getting better and better. And we'll slide a few Pines boys in there too later on. And the competition we read off for that Rising Star Award, I think you get a holiday for 2. All flights,
hey, because you'll be paying for it.
No, Carts will be paying for it. Yeah. All right, mate. So great to have you on the show, and thanks for coming in. And good luck today. Who have we got today?
Red Hill. Up in Red Hill. Yeah.
On the big ground.
The Hill.
Yeah. No,
the Hillmen.
Yeah, they've been going well too.
They're a young side as well. So all the best for today. And
thank you.
Good luck. Yeah, thanks. Good on you, Jeremy. He's a Tiger supporter Jeremy. As well. And good luck to the Mount Eliza boys. And thanks for Braddles for organising that to get Jeremy in.
And Braddles, don't do it again. Go through me because Paddy's been speaking to him non-stop.
Do you know what Braddles calls our show, though?
What?
He doesn't call it Live and Loose with Petty Goose. He just calls it the 2 Gooses.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
Oh, I took offence to that.
Yeah, all right.
No, really. All right, our next guest.
Let's get our next guest on.
Don't you? Like, you can sit there.
I'll sit there, mate. You think I should sit there in between?
Get Tiger in the middle.
All right, mate. As we know, Pines play Rosebud today.
Yeah.
How are you, mate? And Rosebud, a great start to the season.
Well, you couldn't get much better.
Like Pants Sorrento. Which that would have been hard to take the first round. You wouldn't have, your old side, you wouldn't have enjoyed that much.
Just, take the 4 points and move on.
Oh, listen to him. Yeah.
Not what he said off air.
Yeah, not what he said that Monday morning when he spoke to me.
Yeah.
It's the young side, trying our hardest.
Yeah, and?
No, you're a good side. You've actually picked up some. We played you in the practice match, and I thought you've got a really good midfield bit of experience, and obviously you got Pines today. You said, that should be a close game.
Yeah, I was impressed with them last week. I saw the tape during the week. They're pretty quick. They run hard. They any side coached by Paddy knows they're going to be well drilled. So we've got to make sure we're on our game and try and get the game on our terms early. So not often you get a chance to start the season 3-0. So there's
in an even comp too.
In an even comp, that's right. So there's a huge carrot at the end of the day to to bank 12 points after but within the first month. So huge game.
You
for
are
us.
right, because we'd look at it and go, in our competition being so even, you probably only need 10 wins and you're guaranteed to play finals. It finishes that top 5 anyway.
Yep.
So with what you've done, and then what you were able to do to Sorrento then boosted your percentage, which is sort of almost like another 4 points, keeping us side down to 2 goals. So, yeah, it has been a really good start. And some of the new fellas, obviously, Batsarnas has taken the competition by storm. How old is he?
28.
28,
so
great age.
Right in his hitting zone. He's been terrific. Not just on the field. His 2 performances so far have been outstanding, but the time and effort he's putting in off the field. So he came across as a assistant coach. He's never coached before and wanted to get dip his toes in the water. So he's in charge of the midfield. Pretty much let him set the rotations, sets the agenda for the week, what the mids are doing.
How did you get him? Is he through Hardwick?
Through Hardwick, yeah.
Yep.
We tried pretty hard last year to get him, or 2019, and he was just stepping down as captain at that stage from Doncaster. And credit to him, he didn't want to step down as captain and leave at the same time. He wanted to hang around for another year. And then his work started to get really busy. And I think the year off in COVID sort of allowed that sort of transition to step away. And geez, we're glad to have him.
Is he related to Nathan?
Brother.
Brother.
Yeah, there you go.
That's your brother. All right. Has he looked after you with a pair of shoes yet?
No comment. No.
Yeah.
Because Nathan Batsarnas was a very, very, very good player. Was
Yeah.
he still playing footy?
He's not this year.
So you'll try and get him next year?
Yeah, the feelers are out there. He's living over the other side of town, and he's got a couple of young kids and busy with work. So
Great player.
that's unlikely. But
And what about, does he stay down, has he got a holiday house, Nick, down there? Or
No, he works in Batsy works in Dandenong, so training nights, and he's got clients on the peninsula.
Yep.
So he can work his training days that he can come down and service those clients, and then I think he lives in Richmond, so it's about an hour back for him. But the training, it's about half an hour from work to training if he's not servicing the clients on the peninsula. So it works out really well.
And I see you get another big in today in is it Dale Marshall.
Dale Marshall, yeah.
Who's a Carlton listed player, VFL
right.
Carlton player. So,
Yep.
and he Bundoora boy and won a league best and fairest, Bundoora premiership player. So,
How'd you end up with him?
Fell in our lap, really. We got a phone call from a guy rang Rob Forrest, who Forry ended up going back to WA to live, and someone contacted him and said, we've got a guy whose parents just bought a place in Blairgowrie and keen to play footy down that way. Are you interested? And Forry said, yeah, absolutely, put him on to me. And had a couple of chats with him, and that was about it. It was done. He was looking to change leagues.
Yeah, he's a good get.
Shit, they normally go to Sorrento if they're down that way.
All right.
Yeah, no, he's a blue collar boy, Bundoora boy, and northern suburbs. So he's the Rosebud sort of culture fits in really well with him. He at the time there was a couple of weeks we had to wait to see if he got on the Carlton VFL list. He wasn't sure, and he needed a home club. So anyway, we stayed in touch and got him over the line. So he's been staying down a couple of times a week at the place in Blairgowrie, and he's luckily where he's a plumber, I think. He's a plumber. They're working in Clayton for the next 4 or 5 months. So
it's not too
about
bad.
an hour each way.
Because I did notice he was on, what's that? There's a site, Big Footy or something. Is that, and if you Big Footy advertise, like, I'm this sort of a player, I'm this height, this weight. So he was on that.
Did he advertise?
Yeah, I thought you might have got him off that.
No, just a phone call from a bloke who knew Forry and said, this guy's looking to play down your way. Are you interested? So he plays his first game today. He played with Carlton last week, round 1, and I think Carlton might have got a couple of the AFL listed players back.
Never know,
As you know, even if you play a good game, and if you're not an AFL listed player, you can find yourself out for a week or two. So
so he comes back and he'll boost you up. And then we did notice that you have got the Baker boys are off doing their rowing, their budgie smugglers and up the cracker, and then off they go.
Nice day for it.
Wait,
no, they'd be in Queensland or something, wouldn't they?
Sydney, yeah. No, we thought we'd go with a bit of speed today. So,
that's a good, not a bad call.
Yeah, the big boys, Matty and Tom, they've been causing a lot of spills for us and smashing packs, but they every year they go to the national championships. They've been long-time rowers. They've won a world under-23 championship before, and they're not 23 anymore, but that's their passion. So,
they love it.
Paddy was hoping Tom would play.
Oh, he's ready to tear one apart.
I was only hoping that Tom would play because we did so much homework on him and Matty from the Sereno game and the Dramana game, and then when you look at the sides last night, I go, shit, I bet you they were doing the rowing thing, So
Mate,
I
tried your
to-
homework. You said, mate, Tommy couldn't catch a cold at the moment.
Simon just puts words in my mouth, which is not true. But you wait till we talk about your game with Devon Meadows, and you said bloody Deludio won't last 5 minutes.
Oh, come on, mate.
He'll do a calf.
I tried to look at the Pine side, but Paddy named 38 players.
Yeah, well, he still doesn't.
Well, we've got
know.
the points to do that. We could name 42 and we'd still be right. Yeah. No, we got to make a couple of changes on the board.
Yeah. He's got a young bloke making his debut.
Oh, yes, I heard that,
Jared
yeah.
Gatt.
Young Gaddy. Yeah, Gaddy's going to be
Mornington
good.
kid that
And,
Paddy stole from Mornington again.
There's
That's
a couple
another one.
couple of Padua boys playing.
Cooper Bryant and Jaden Adams. Well, Jaden Adams. No, Jaden Adams he left school about year 9.
Kid's name starts with M. Mooney.
Moody. He's in the 19s.
19s.
Yeah, young Moody. He's going to be a superstar. Though.
They know my young fella, same age group.
Why don't you play him in the?
Gaddy is, mate.
Stingray boys.
Yeah, Gaddy's a good player. Moody's a good player.
Yeah, he should be playing in the seniors.
Well, we sort of get dictated to what they can do. The higher level, tweak their game time and that sort of stuff. So, yeah, and even he's going to be he's watch this space with Moody because he could be playing a lot higher pretty soon.
Yeah, heard good
and
things.
then what about for the down the track now? Do you start talking finals, or you just go 1 week at a time?
No, we identified the first 4 weeks. When the fixture came out, we had the runners-up, the premiers from 2019.
Yep.
You guys who finished 4th, I think,
Yep.
and Bomb Beach who finished 3rd. So our first 4 games, we played the top 4 sides. So that's
Yeah.
as far as we looked.
Yep.
And we only had one home game in those first 4 games. So if we could walk away 2-2 or anything above that, we will be really pleased with. So chance to get above that ledger today and tick that 3rd box. And if you walk away from that first month, we'll reassess it from there.
Yeah.
Good thing today, though. Most of the grounds are decent. Like the only one you probably look at, Bomb Beach. Is not
Bomb
much
Beach is still a good ground.
Yeah, good surface, Edafale.
It's still pretty dry, isn't it?
Yeah. If you get Bomb Beach early, it's good
Yeah.
to play. Where you playing them? That's the
down
next
at Bomb
one.
Beach.
At
Yep.
Bomb Beach. That's
Yep.
a good one to get out the way early.
Why are you playing? So you've only got one home game in the first 4.
Yeah.
Why is
Yeah,
that?
I don't know. That's just how the fixture was. Yeah, and against the top 4 sides. I thought that's
That's good though.
we'll know
If
where
you-
we sit after the first 4 games.
If you can turn 3-1 or 4-0, that's
absolutely.
That's
That's
a
all we-
really good
That's
start.
that's been a focus for us on the board. Haven't looked any further apart. Just try and tick it off each one of those 4 weeks.
And what about when we had young Maynard as a rising star? Were you surprised with that, or you just think?
No, he played a really good game.
He's
Yeah.
going to be a good player, isn't he?
He's up at the Dolphins in the academy squad up there. He just missed out on the Stingrays. He missed the last cut a couple of years ago. And in COVID, our boys trained pretty hard, but I don't know how many times I went down there walking the dog in the morning or the afternoon, and he was down there running 400s, kicking the footy up in the air, letting it bounce, clean it up on his own every time I went there.
Ah, yeah.
So he trained his ring off. I'm wrapped that he's and all pre-season we worked for him to play on the wing. He's got a huge tank. He was winning our 2Kers doing 6:15 early 6s for the 2Kers, so big tank. So we thought on our ground we'll have him work up and back down the wings, but as it turned out, we one of the guys has missed the early part of the season, Dan Wilson, so we needed a half-backer. So it was only 20 minutes before the first game. Mad Dog got the tap on the shoulder and said,
half-back flank.
everything we've done for the last 5 months.
Yeah.
Put it to
You're
bed.
going half-back, and he's been terrific.
Well, he was great in that game, and then I guess that does lead us into you. Like the junior program at Rosebud is probably the envy of a lot of the clubs on the peninsula. The way that you can keep those kids together and they come through and either play like a Campbell Huswaite or a Henry Huswaite who's going to play a high level, but they stick together. You don't really lose many juniors to other clubs.
The work Huss has done and Jamie Raff in the juniors been huge, and obviously having Huss as not anymore, but the primary school teacher at Eastbourne, and just any kid that could kick a drop punt was shuffled down to Rosebud. It's been huge. So we need to make sure that relationship stays strong for the next 15 years. But yeah, you're right. The Nance Gowans, the Cummings boys, the Huswaites, they all grow up playing basketball and golf. And what do you still see them on our off days? They're down playing golf together. And
so it's a good bond.
Really tight group.
Jackson McRae and with Fletcher, that sort of crew as well.
Absolutely.
So you've got these 2 different sort of cohorts that are just making the nucleus of your side.
You're right. There's that group of 23 to 4-year-olds now that have all come through together, and now you've got the 19, 20, turning 21-year-olds coming through together.
Yeah.
I reckon that's important. It's the 25, 24-year-olds. If you get a good crop of them...
Well, they've got some big bodies too in there.
I think way back when Rosebud, we started to really hit our straps, it was the Spooner, Bancroft, Bentley, who came
Schultze.
back. Schultze, of course. they all came through together, and when they hit that 24, 25, 07,
Yeah,
they got won
makes
a
a big
flag, and then
difference.
they went for the next 10 years. So hopefully we're getting into that region soon.
Yeah, and one of your great warriors from that crew, which I do love seeing, he only plays in the reserves at the moment, but from a local point of view, is young Davidge, or not young Davidge, he's old Davidge now,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he's still chipping away, playing in your reserves and
Absolutely.
bringing the kids along.
Yeah,
So he's been a great servant of your footy club.
200 game player, 2 premierships, life member. I think he's assistant coach, co-captain of the seniors.
The seniors?
Reserves, sorry, or assistant coach of the reserves, and Jonesy, who's played a lot of footy. Yeah, we've been very lucky that our older guys have hung around and
Just
still love
stick.
playing footy. And Ryan Spooner's come back to the club this year, premiership captain, to help out as assistant coach in the forward line. So just getting all those old Rosebud people staying back, and Reece Bancroft is back in doing a bit of welfare stuff for us off the field, talking to the young fellas that don't always want to tell the coach what's going on.
Good call. And what about Windsor? What's he do? Damien Windsor, is he anything?
Yeah, Rhino's the 19s coach.
Oh, so he's just, like you talk about keeping the kids together, but you actually keep the senior players together as well.
100%.
So it's going really well.
And with Sean Downey, you were experimenting a bit in pre-season forward, and
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
he, like against us, he was hitting up.
He did his hamstring though.
Yeah, he's out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He looked really bad at one stage. We thought
What'd you say, unfortunately, Paddy?
No, I said he's out.
Guilty.
I said he's out. I knew that Monday morning because Karen Husway blurted it out at the over the morning tea at Kung Young Primary where Kim's the principal.
I thought you would have heard him the squeal when he did it.
Yeah.
No, it looked like a bad one. And we were just hoping it wasn't tendon. It's belly of the muscle, so 4 weeks they're saying. But you're right, we needed to find another way to hit the scoreboard, and he's such a good player. If you rest him forward and the tagger goes with him, we back him that he's good in the air and good on the ground. Bit that Dustin. We pre-season we tried to work a way that he could go into the middle and then just drift forward when he feels like it. But he's such a ball hunter. He just ends up back on ball again. So we've had to say no.
It's funny how we've all tried to do that with the old Dusty.
Yeah,
Everyone tries to copy.
And our level, they just see the footy and go and chase it. So we've actually got to say, no, now you're forward. Go and stay forward.
Stay forward,
Hit the scoreboard.
And speaking of injuries, how have you found after having a year off? Have you found there's been a bit of soft tissue injury?
We've been lucky. We had a huge focus on it from day one of pre-season. That a bad analogy, but the whole competition's had a 12-month injury essentially. So you can sneak up the first 4, 5, 6 games and win some games based on your fitness.
Yeah.
So we smashed the running. A lot of match play from almost the first night of training, tackling almost mini practice matches, trying to get that early 12-month off soreness away, conditioning in. So hopefully we don't tire in the back end of the year because we train bloody hard. But at the moment, touch wood, apart from Sean, and he only got his sort of leg got tucked underneath him, the physio was explaining the other night. It wasn't a standard just running, chasing the footy when it pings. His motion, he got bumped over and his leg. Anyway.
Speaking of a few, that they have had a few soft tissue injuries because you can run all you like, but when you start kicking the ball, especially after having 12 months off, kicking, and there has been quite a bit of soft tissue injuries.
And we thought that
in the
would be,
league.
and hopefully, soft tissues are the worst they get. We did think that could be the case.
Yeah, we found that with getting back into the match play, but we've had knees,
Good for you, mate.
knees, ankles, like ones that we haven't really had. We've had probably two soft tissue. And they were guys who've already had history of it, and all the rest has been like Bo Henry. Bo Henry does an ankle the last 5 minutes of training and do a match sim.
Broken leg, all that sort of things.
Well, broken leg in an intra-club practice match. So we're sort of.
It's that risk versus reward, isn't it? How hard do you train?
You got to do it.
Yeah, you have to do it. If you
have to do it, and as I said,
walk away like that.
Yeah, that's right. Every session we walk off and we've got a full deck. I go, oh, that's all right. We got through that one. Yeah.
I see on these too. You see who's leading the freeze 4. Rosebud, you're not yelling out, are you?
No. I reckon they do a wonderful job.
First to the ball.
I reckon the umpires have been outstanding this year.
Can we go, when you was talking about goal kickers before though too, I did notice that Travis French is back playing. He played in obviously the reserves, kicking a few goals, but he's been one of those kids who was in, I reckon he was in Fletcher Huswaite's cohort, and he was as talented as a kid as you had around, but he was a pretty lazy sort of a kid. Yeah. And then he went and played the easy stuff at South Mornington, I think, or something like that. And then, but now he's back. Then he's taking it serious.
Always been a big goal kicker. He kicked 100 goals in his under-18 year.
Great kick,
beautiful kick, great set of hands.
Yeah.
And just whether it was the drive to play senior footy or not really sure. So his form the last 2 weeks, you just had to pick him. And Tom and Matt being unavailable, it was an easy one.
But the pennies dropped with him. He's like, I've got ability. I need to do.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Sometimes maybe the adrenaline rush of playing the main game might take him to a new level. And think, actually, this is what I enjoy rather than playing the early game.
Yeah.
it's not for everyone, but we're going to find out.
Yeah. No, I remember watching him in a final, thinking this kid can play footy,
he
and it
can
said
play.
to us,
Yeah.
you got to look after this kid, and he said, no, he's just too lazy.
Yeah, he's just very laconic,
Yeah.
and sometimes you can get that. You get Mark War style. You think, geez, if only there's a fire burning inside. There probably is, but it doesn't come across that way.
Yeah.
If he really embraces the senior footy, I think he can be a 10-year player for us and kick a lot of goals at that country level. A lot of goals.
Hopefully not today.
Nah, that's right.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not today. Good luck next week. Yeah. Hey, we also can't get you on and not talk about your cricket. We know you love your cricket, but you had a fair grand final, didn't you? Like you knocked off the side. They hadn't lost a game all year in our beautiful Pines team, and they just wilted direct. Like there was a lot. It was a good game.
Yeah, amazing what pressure does, doesn't it? But,
well, what did you make? You didn't make a heap, did you?
only 130. We lost 7 for 10 or something to finish. It looked like at one stage we were 2 for 90, all out for 130, and then early wickets and.
I did make the call.
You had the COVID curse though. You got the old calf, and you're lucky,
very lucky
with the weather.
Yeah. Well, we got the extra. What happened? We got the extra day or something. So anyway,
Extra week?
No, just a day. Just a day.
I made the call that Pines would get those runs none down.
Well, we got big. We got Big Rammer out for a duck early, which sort of he's the big leader. Been a great player, and then Damo Lawrence we got him out, and then we always thought if Damo's made most of their runs.
Yeah,
he's left too, hasn't he? Gone to Seaford?
No, I don't think so. No, I think he's staying.
Amazing what pressure does in footy and cricket. Anything.
Yeah.
You put enough pressure on, and the mind starts to.
It seems to
make
happen
funny
a lot in
decisions.
cricket though. When you got to chase, it seems harder.
And what about the run out to the end of the umpire game? How far out was he?
They do a wonderful job, those guys.
Seriously, he wasn't halfway down the pitch.
They
the old nod.
They were they had a runner. They were 9 down, and they had a runner, and the runner was out at square leg or point, I think. No, square leg. Anyway, and he the stumps were over, and he dove, and he was out. We've got photos of it from GameFace. Yeah. Anyway, he said, "No, clearly in." And he said, "Look," he's in. I said, "Well, he is now."
Well, you nearly said something.
Not when the bails come off, isn't it?
The stumps had just stopped spinning when he got in. But,
no, he had a good. I reckon that was good umpiring because he had a feel for the game. He wanted to make a game of it.
I said to him, actually, our bowler said, "You've just cost us the grand final. Like, you have just cost us the grand final." The very next ball, there was a run out, and he was out by 3 metres, and the ball got thrown to the bowler, and he fumbled it.
Oh, and
I was waiting. The umpire said,
He should have said,
"You just, you just cost you
The pressure.
Oh, fumbles Tweedle.
Yeah, the pressure of it. But and what about the? So you said about the bit of a yap to the umpire. Did you have any good sledges out there with Rammer and Mockett and those sort of guys?
Never ends when you play.
You wouldn't sledge Paddy Jackson because you can't fire him up anyway.
No. Well, he gave me a pretty good send off in the 2020 game.
Did he really?
Yeah,
Paddy Jackson?
No, sorry, not Paddy. Jackson Mockett.
Oh, Jackson Mockett would. Yeah, Paddy Jackson would.
No, Paddy did. No, I love the Jackson boys.
Yeah, he was too quiet.
Yeah.
What did Mockett say to you?
Oh, I started with.
Did they
get and finished with?
Do they do the obvious old man and that sort of? Come on, boys. We've got to be better than that.
Then the second time we played them, it was washed out.
Yeah.
So the captain said, "I think it's a good thing. Just keep your powder dry."
Yeah.
Because if you give it to them the second home and away game, they'll just wait for it. So they.
You had the last laugh though.
Oh, it's all good fun. They ended up coming down to our rooms. We were there for the Pines for a fair while and went back to our club. And then later that night, all the Pines boys turned up and ended up having a drink with them till bloody late in the morning.
Pines boys, we're good boys.
They come in and go through you.
No.
You know I'm only joking, Paddy.
The car was locked.
You made sure. Hey, boys, Pines boys, I reckon.
The only girl I know from a Mornington netball, the only time she ever had her car broken into was at the Mornington netball courts. So there you go.
The only Mornington girl.
Yeah, but she was a Mornington girl, but she was part, and she had her car broken into there. Never.
Were we playing Pines? Were
we playing Pines? I think you were playing Rosebud. Capel Sound. Yeah.
Beautiful part of the world.
Beautiful part of the world. Yeah, but no, thanks for coming on, Nick, and good luck
Pleasure,
today.
Guys. Good luck, mate.
Well, there's Steve Johnson. We might have to get him on for a bit of a
I played golf with Jono during the week.
He won't fit through the door.
Thursday, I played golf with him.
Good to have you on. Good luck today. We'll see you today. You can have a bit of a yap in the rooms. And
good luck, mate.
Not too good a luck.
See you afterwards.
Thank you. That's Nick Jewell from the Rosebud Footy Club coach, and he's started the year off in beautiful form, the Rosebud boys. And, hopefully they don't go too well today. Now, moving on, these transitions are unbelievable. We've just had Steve Johnson, for those who don't know, he's just walked in the door. Steve Johnson,
to buy another Mercedes, he's brought another Mercedes, or he might be
All the money he took out of Pines, and now he's coaching Pines cricket and Pines footy and playing for Pines footy. He's down here getting his 4th or 5th Mercedes. But we've got Tyson Horton coming on from semi-pro. Come on, Tyson, come on to the show. Embrace your weird.
For those, I mentioned semi-pro last week. It's
Come
like
in,
a
Tyson.
coach's board, but we'll get Tyson to speak
Tyson.
about it
How are
more.
you, Tyson? Paddy?
Tyson, how are you, mate? And also, we'll get him to talk a bit about
Coming
the
closer.
new concept,
Yeah,
touch
so-
and awareness.
So Tyson, for those who don't know, he's started or part of a business that's got coaches boards. We've all got our coaches boards with our magnets and your label makers and all that sort of stuff. And then who's moving here, who's moving there. You tell us what semi-pros are all about.
Yeah, so with our semi-pro and the platform that we put together is for coaches to be able to analyse stats, after games and that. So it's a platform where, moving forward, you can go back and review stats from previous years gone by, look at trends from how you've played against certain teams in that, or, how you've been performing throughout the year. And it's got all the league data as well, so, ladders and goal kickers and fixtures and that too. But then also you've got your coaching tool to be able to review performances as well.
So, is the coach's board as such? Do you do that? Is that on a tablet? When you do your team, because you showed me.
Yeah, you can move your team around.
Yeah.
You can have your rotations. Also, you can load up. So, if you've done round 2 side, you load up for round 3. You go to round 3, load up last week's side, and then you just move them around.
Yeah.
So. The coach's notes, if whatever you write on the whiteboard that you want, you've got it there. Virtually, you've got it there all the time. So
how's it different though because we're obviously Premier data?
No, but it can work in conjunction with this. You can load all the stats up with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So then it analyses. It's probably a similar. It's a tool. It's not competing against it. Probably an
enhances
add-on.
it.
Yeah.
Enhances it. Yeah. And how long? Who are you working with? What clubs is semi-pro? Obviously Mornington.
Yeah, Mornington's on board.
I'll give you the code
board.
too, Paddy. So you're getting on it.
Yeah.
So I'll give you the code.
I'm a bit I'm not great with it, but I'll have a dip. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's 12 clubs on the peninsula that have signed up so far.
Oh, that's
so
out of 22.
And for the first
22.
season, yeah. For the first season, we're just wanting to work with clubs and get feedback from them. We want to obviously, make it even better moving forward into year 2, year 3, year 4, and so on. Just being able to work with clubs, get feedback from them about, what they want to add to the product as well to make it better.
You can do live stats too, your stats person. Same as Stats Tracker, you just go on bang, 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 bang. So if you've got an iPad, but you can have 3 iPads and, someone can, they update. So I can work on something, you can work on something.
Yeah.
Tyson can work on something.
Do you have a normal coach's board as well, or you just have your iPad?
No, well, I still have the iPad.
Yeah.
But I still have the whiteboard because it's otherwise you need glasses.
Yeah, I was going to say you need a big tablet.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
And the other thing I would worry about with the tablet would be the glare. But you said it's not too bad.
No, it's good.
Yeah,
really good.
And then so if you Google semi-pro now, you'll have to probably scroll down a bit because the first thing that will come up will be the Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah, it does.
Is that what you're named after?
Yeah. What's the website though?
www.semipro.com.au.
There you go.
So,
and it's not saying how to do the free throws when Will Ferrell used to do the free throws like the bucket shot. Hey?
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
And it's going well, so that's
it
good.
is, and it's definitely a beneficial tool for coaches moving forward. So and to be able to sit down with players and identify trends and patterns, throughout the year, I think is really beneficial because I've been a player before, and sometimes you sit up there and hear the coach rambling on a bit, and to be able to to be able to visually see how things are going throughout the year or throughout games
stuff
and
like
that.
Graphs and
Really hits home, I think so.
And then cost, is it expensive or are we very
for year one it's free. We're just going to be working with clubs and that to make sure that moving forward we've got a really solid product.
That's
Very
the beauty
good.
of it, Paddy.
It's free. You
It's
love
free.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Simon loves a freebie.
No, I got the promo code anyway.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Steve looked
Yeah.
after me.
And then what was the other thing we were
So
going to
the
talk about?
now this is probably big in footy because concussion's really important in today's footy, especially with the juniors and people coming through, and you know what's happened over in the NFL. Obviously, with you know, there's just a bit more of awareness. So you've come up with a is it?
So in 2019, I had a bad concussion. And
Playing for who?
Seaford.
Oh,
Yes.
the Tigers. Was
It
that
got
against?
belted against points.
No, it was,
No.
who was it against?
Crib Point, it was.
Ah.
Yeah, against Crib
The
Point.
Navy dudes.
But I think I might have copped a few knocks against Pines over the years anyway.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, and decided to put together a product. So the Concussion Awareness Group Domes.
Concussion Awareness Group. And what is that?
Domes.
That's
So-
that's got the QR code.
Yeah, correct. So I've been working with Sean Connell in AFL Southeast to get these put in the medical change rooms of community sporting clubs.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is that you know, if guys are concerned they've copped a knock at training or at a game, or they think a mate's copped a knock, you can get them to scan that, and it takes us through to the website and has all information on concussion. And I've partnered with medical professionals who specialise in concussion treatment.
Yeah.
And they've done the latest education and courses fresh out of the United States and Canada. And yeah, so it puts you through to go see those guys, which are locally, you know, medical practices on the peninsula. So, you know, when I went through my concussion, I was pretty lost about who to go see.
Yep.
You know, the messaging was to go home and rest and do nothing.
Yep.
Which, you know, research now says that's the worst thing you can do if you're quite an active person. So, yeah, I got lost about who I needed to see and what I needed to do. And, yeah, through that frustration, I decided to try and close the gap. And now we've come
Good
up with
on
this product to
Well,
do it.
That is outstanding because in our days, you'd get concussed and they'd say, "Hey, Paddy, what's your name?" Hey, yeah, Paddy, well, get back on. You're
no,
right, mate.
the one that I will. To be fair, I had a really good one said by Paul Williams. I was coming back with the flight. He was going forward, and he's a big 100K boy, and he went to punch the ball, and unfortunately punched the back of my head. I don't remember any of it, but
His
that's what I
own
got told.
teammate.
And but I was in the change rooms and vomiting and that sort of stuff. Anyway, so I'm out for the game, and that was good. They looked after me. They didn't put me back on. On the Monday, I went and saw a doctor and just said, "Look, this is what happened on the weekend." And he said, "Yeah, under no circumstances should you play next week. Don't play at all." And I was like, "Yeah, no worries." So Tuesday I go. I don't train Tuesday. I talk to the coach and say, "Yeah, look, I've been to the doctor," and he said, "Don't play this week." And he looked at me. He said, "We'll just go and see another doctor." and I was like, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "You just see another doctor till you find one who says you can play." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I trained Thursday, played Saturday, and like nowadays you'd had no chance. And I don't remember any of those games. But that's how far we've come. We know that the head is pretty important. And for years I used to get headaches in the back of that head there where I got it. But
The good thing,
now I'm all
though,
right.
that with the footy, we've got good rules now that
Oh,
protect no
definitely.
sling tackles, you know, no just lining blokes up. And with
Definitely.
The
Well,
bumper,
even-
which back then, you go with Jezza when bang in that grand final, like, and everyone's, "Oh, how tough was that?" Like, you know, fair hip and shoulder, but now we protect. So we're a lot in a
you
lot
watch
better
old style
place.
footy, the bloke sitting under the ball who
I
used to
know.
just get
Oh,
poleaxed. It wasn't even a 50 or a 20, 15 metre.
Wasn't
it was
even
just
a free
stand
kick.
the mark, and mate, fair game you
kick.
were then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have come a long way. And, hey, this is a great idea though. Just, you know, it's as simple as scanning the QR code, and then you'll get all the information that you need to get yourself through with the concussion. And if you do scan that, does that then keep a record of your details and that you've had a concussion at this time?
If you do register through, you can you know, send us information and we can keep track of that. But obviously you'll go through to a medical practitioner and they'll have all your details in that as well. So we've some of the clinics we've got in the peninsula, the Sports Injury Clinic and the Wellbeing Natural Health Group.
Yep.
You know, they've got baseline testing in that as well. So for parents and kids that want to get their baseline testing done, so moving forward, if they do get a concussion, they can go in and find out where their functioning level's at.
How good's that?
So yeah, they're helping out with that. Yeah, so shout out to both those clinics who have been awesome getting on board. And yeah, and then part of through money raised in that is to donate back to concussion research, and also to help other medical practitioners out there in more remote areas educate their staff and do courses to make sure that players have local medical practitioners accessible.
Very good. Mate, he'd be the first ideas man we've had on the show. He's an ideas man. He's got the semi-pro going. He's got the concussion awareness. Anything else bubbling up in that brain of yours there for other
Nothing
ideas?
now. I'm getting headaches now.
You're getting headaches? No, great work and great to have Tyson on the. And you still follow Seaford then? The Seaford still you still
Yes,
got a bit
go
of
down,
passion
so,
for.
yep.
They're going all right. They knocked off Goosey's mob.
Yes, I wasn't there that night. The night game was a bit cold.
Yeah, it was cold. It was cold. It was shocking.
Goosey was too busy with the semi-pro on the iPad rather than worrying about the game.
Yeah. I'm glad I caught up with him after it.
Yeah,
not before.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. It was it was a close game, 7 points. So.
Yep.
Yeah, could have gone either way.
So
Umpired out of it, Goose said.
Oh, don't, let's not talk
down
shit, Paddy.
to Chelsea today to watch the boys.
Oh, you're going to go watch the boys down at Chelsea?
Yeah, go down
Yeah,
there.
good work. Well, thanks for coming on the show, Tyson. And as you said, www.semipro.com.au.
So that's all they have to do to get onto that.
Stick those in your trainer's room.
Yeah.
Just a sticker on the back, stick it on your trainer's room, and then you've got all the thing like that. Is that what's the cost of that
Absolutely.
one? Don't tell me that one's free.
No, so it's I'll be getting these out to clubs, and it'll just be holding like a fundraising event to donate back to the program.
Yep.
To help concussion research and obviously get further people trained up.
We have come a long way, like especially in the US where ex-players are donating their brain when they pass
yep.
away. It'd be good if we could do something while they're alive, though, like to check the brain. That's if we could do that.
That's a goal, really.
Yeah, because
moving forward.
The research is done after they pass away.
Correct.
So it'd be terrific if we could do something.
And
I'd donate my brain. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Been belted in the back of the head many times. The old full back those days used to come through.
Imagine the doctors. Imagine the doctors carving yours up and going. How did this bloke coach?
Just quickly, my first concussion might have come from Goosey back in the day when I was sledging him from behind the goals, and he ran in, got a Joe the Goose over the top, and just kicked it into the kids behind the goals.
Did I get you?
Yeah.
Did he bounce it off your scone?
No, it didn't hit me in the head, but no, I still remember those days.
I would have had a bit of fun.
He used to have a lot of fun with it. The Kringle boys, he took one of their Jim Beam cans and had a swig one day just to
I
take.
didn't.
Yes, you did.
I made out. I did. I didn't do that.
That was
Shotgun.
That's why I used to go down and watch Kringle because my uncles played at Kringle. So
who were they?
Greg Lamb and John Rucroft.
Johnny Rucroft. Is that your uncle?
Oh, he's best mates with Dad. So
I played the
called him.
premiership with Johnny Rucroft at Pines at the Snake Pit. Yeah.
Geez, it would have only been 1 year. He was at that many clubs.
Well, he went to Melbourne after Melbourne
Top up.
Yeah, top up at Melbourne after we fed him for 1 year, and then off he went. Yeah. Well, great to have you on the show, Tyson. Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys.
Tyson,
Appreciate it.
Great to have you
All
on.
the best.
And for those coaches out there wanting to get on semi-pro, it is for free.
Awesome.
So jump on.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
And that'd be great. Get as
So
many clubs
it's
around
free. If they mention Live and Loose, they get a 20% discount on the free. On the free.
on the free. Yeah, you get it for nothing.
Well done, mate. Good
Thank
on
you,
you.
guys.
Thanks for coming on. Well, Simon,
Yeah, hey, so
what are you going to do today then? You've got an easy day today.
Yeah, I might go and watch a little bit of football. Or
Who have you got the week after?
I've got a quote to do after this for some good outdoor blinds and aluminium shutters just down the road. So
Easy. And then, so who have you got next week then?
we've got Rye next week.
Right, so you should go down and watch Rye, or no, you can
Yeah,
just bring
I
Macca,
might.
and Macca will give you all the information.
Yeah. So, hey, let's go through the games too, Paddy. Like you go through Division 1.
What about your gag?
No, well, there hasn't been a great gag come through this week.
Just give it to us.
I'm going to pass on that.
Give it to us.
So, Division 2, we've got the Battle of the Western Port, Crib Point v Hastings.
Good game.
Yeah,
Yep.
we played Hastings last week. They were pretty good.
Yep.
So, Crib Point, a younger side, so it'd be interesting. At Crib Point, we got Langy and Tyab.
Yep.
Yep. So, who do you pick there, Paddy?
I think Langwarren will get away with that one. Yeah.
Just. We got Somerville and Kringle. Kringle, we played them round one.
Kringle was good.
Yeah,
And Summy's
Kringle's been really good. Somerville lost to Rye last week.
Somerville's massive loss. You don't underestimate. Is it Rowan Hogan? Berth, yeah. Mate, he's a beast, and and then I know Paul Fermanis is out with a hammy as well. So that's probably had a bit of an impact on the Summy boys.
Yeah, and we got Ryan Pearstale. And Pearstale got beat Chelsea last week, so really good.
Well done to Boris with and the boys there. They've
Yeah,
had
it
a
was
few
good.
lean years now. They're starting to get a bit of bit of reward. So well done to them, and that was a really good win.
Yeah, and we got Chelsea and Seaford.
Yeah,
So
that's
all
another sort of traditional
neighbours,
neighbours. Mate, back in the day when Ian Boswell was belting on with Richard Howlett, they had a fight in interleague training. Howlett bit his nose.
Did he really?
Because Bos was choking him. This is an interleague training before they even got stripped.
Oh,
that was back in the day.
Back in the days.
When what was it? Men were men and sheep were nervous, whatever it was. Yeah.
And then the last game, Devon Meadows and Mornington neighbours as well. out at Devon.
Out at Devon, that'd be
the Anzac Day clash. So,
you got an Anzac Day jumper?
No, we don't have. We obviously have got a home jumper and an away jumper.
Yeah, we've got a ripper Anzac Day jumper that we're wearing today.
It is good though. You enjoyed the last post in that play. Do they do that?
Yeah, we'll do all that.
Anzac Day round is good.
Yeah.
You know, it just shows everyone, and it gives you that awareness. Did you see last night's game before Western Bulldogs and GWS? Yeah, that like the bugle and that. Yeah, really.
Yeah, it's nice. Well, we look forward to doing that today. And in Divvy 1, let's just
Divvy
quickly.
1.
I got no idea who's playing Divvy 1 apart from Rosebud.
Don't you know?
No, Red Hill's
Paddy?
playing Mandeliza.
Let's go through it, Paddy. You do your homework.
I just always focus. Oh no, Sereno's playing Edafale because
we got
Tappy told me last week.
Sereno v Edafale. Who do you reckon?
YCW must be playing.
YC play Frankston Bombers in match of the day. I think it's the GameFace match of the day.
Yep.
So I might even tune into that.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be a great game.
Bomb Beach v Dramana, another good game.
Bomb Beach are flying, aren't they?
Yeah, Bomb Beach are going because they had all their players. Gilbert, Armitage.
Armitage.
Armitage played quite well.
Dennis Lane kicked 6 or 7 or something. Again, he's going well.
6?
6?
Yeah,
6.
Yeah.
Or was it 8 there?
Pines play Rosebud.
Pines by Rosebud, we've been through that one. And then Red Hill and Mandeliza, another great game. We had Jeremy on today. So thanks to all our guests today. We had Nick Jewell, fantastic. Jeremy Burton, Rising Star. Well done to Miles Shepherd for getting the Rising Star. Thanks to Mercedes-Benz at Mornington.
We have run out of time. Goosey's gag next week.
And next week, definitely, we've got Goosey's diary, and I'll be reading some snippets out of Goosey's diary.
What's going on there?
This is your diary from years ago. If you look at this, this is when Goose used to keep a diary of himself, and all the highlights is his name.
Hey, come on, Paddy.
So I'm going to be reading out of this next week.
Where'd you get this from?
I got it from Mel Seal, who she did this diary, and she kept it there, and then you've written all your little snippets in there. So I'm going to read some stuff from this Goosey's diary. It'll start next week, and I'll just read a snippet every week.
No, mate.
All right, you've been watching Live and Loose with Paddy and Goose. Hope your team wins. Good luck today, and we'll see you next week.
Good luck to you, mate.
Thanks.
You'll need it today.
Oh, thanks.
No,
We'll be right.
I'm saying good luck.
We'll be right. Thank you. Stay safe.
See you next week.